Good news is your dates are here.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
Oh, you're so cool, Brewster!
Everybody's a suspect!
Hey, Ted, where the hell's Parks, bro?
Don't fuck with the Chuck!
All right. All right, well, I'm with Kaylee today, my girlfriend, and my boyfriend, James.
Is this incest since we're twins?
Twincest. And today we're going to be talking about horror movie sequels that
Stood out.
just pretty much
Don't
rock.
suck.
Yeah, that don't suck. You're the guest, so I'll let you go first.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing, like, if there's a franchise, just any movie in that
It
franchise.
doesn't. Yeah, it
correct?
doesn't have to be number 2. It can be like
Yeah,
anything within that
any
franchise.
sequel in the
Yeah.
franchise, yeah.
Well, I'll come back to that later, but for the first one, I'll stick with an actual sequel that I know you got a huge boner for, as well as I do. Evil Dead 2.
Oh, yeah.
Dead by Dawn. Dead by Dawn.
Evil Dead 2 is what happens when you take Evil Dead and give it crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, the second half, because the first half is literally Evil Dead,
Shot by shot, almost.
shot by
yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
Same story, same everything, but
Bring-
halfway through, it's whole new movie.
Brings back the cellar flopping up, everything. It's
And it changes Linda, doesn't it? It's a whole new actress.
maybe I can't remember that part. All I know is that it's literally like you said, Evil Dead. Like if you didn't see the first one, you didn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do the same shit in the first 15 minutes.
Do you like
And
it
then-
better than the first?
That's tough to say because the first one is so iconic and it's so good.
It is. It is.
It's like a feel-good movie for psychopaths like us.
But Ash is also a badass in the second one.
He
Whereas in
is.
the first
He be-
one, it takes like 95% of the movie to like
He
kick his ass in
becomes a
gear.
badass
Yes,
in the
yeah.
second one.
Yeah.
First one, he's just a bitch. Like he doesn't do anything.
I don't know. I rewatched that about a month ago and I forgot just how much shit he goes through.
He does
He
go
does
through
not
a
get a
lot. I'm
break.
saying like towards the end though is when he kind of like gets that like punch he needs to like.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
To cut your own hand off. Also,
Yeah.
great acting on his part to make your hand do its own thing.
Grab a plate, smash. Grab a plate, smash. Flip. Damn it! I just hit my microphone.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, solid choice. Evil Dead 2 rocks.
Perfect blend of comedy and horror. It's still creepy enough to freak you out, but it makes you laugh. So like you go home with just a confused
Yeah.
mindset, like
Buckets of blood.
so much blood.
So much.
Yeah, that's good.
Great one. Really quick, if you had to, could you cut your own hand off in that scenario? Could you do it?
I see. Okay, watching movies of any sort, I always ask myself that question, especially like Saw movies and stuff, like where it's like, all right, this is life or death. I feel like in order to give up a hand to survive, yeah, like that's what, like at that point, self-preservation would kick in, you know?
Yeah.
I would, but since you just brought up Saw, I'm gonna use that as an analogy. If it was like if I had like a cleaver, just one swipe, done, I could probably do it because I
That's
wouldn't
fair.
feel it as much. Saw, when he puts the towel or his shirt and he actually has to saw it,
Which
Yeah.
isn't that
I don't
what
think I
Ash
could do
does
that.
too?
he cuts it off with a chainsaw.
Yeah, so either way, it takes
Yeah.
a second to do it.
But like in the remake, when Mia has to like pull it, like tendons, ligaments, and all from under the car.
The Jeep falls on it. She's
Yeah.
got to pull it
well,
off.
not only that, but the other girl who is very forgettable, she has to grab
Oh,
a
yeah,
turkey
like,
cutter, an
yeah.
electric one, and cut her whole arm off.
Natalie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, fun fact for you guys, I always say it. The initials, or the first letter of the friends in the remake, spell out demon.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal, but
We all said it.
yeah, Evil Dead 2.
Okay.
Cut your own hand off and it goes full idle hands on you.
Yeah. I like when it's going through the house and gives it the finger.
Oh, it's so good.
What's yours?
Saw 2. I don't know. I'm not taking anything away from Saw 1. I mean, it had one of the biggest plot twists when, like, John Kramer gets up at the end and, you know. But Saw 2, for me, is probably one of the more fun ones. And it's got, like, more people to this one. Like, the whole house full of people that get, like, put... Yeah, I don't know. That one just is... Each person has their own... Just like everyone else. But it's kind of cool because each room incorporates... you know, what that person has gone through in life and what they deserve, like, what they have to do to deserve life, basically. So I think, like, Saw 2 for me is, like, a little bit better than the first one.
Is Saw 2 the one with the needle pit trap?
Yeah, and then the one with, like, the razor blades where she puts her arms up and, like, and then, like, the fire trap. Like, that one's just really good where, John Kramer finally comes out as, like, dying of cancer, and, like, I forget the police officer's name. His son is in the house, too, and everybody finds out, like, it's kind of like a race for time because there's poison in the house, and, yeah, that one's really good in my opinion.
I like the Saw movies, but as, like, a story, no.
The storyline
It's
gets
so muddy.
I feel for a while it kept its storyline, but after a while, like, it also lost it. For the first few films, it did have a good storyline, but then, like, it started to, there's, like, it's supposed to be like 10 of them now. You know what I mean?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Saw, but the third one, he's, like, actually dead. Like, they do the autopsy on him, like, right? He's confirmed dead.
It's like third or fourth one, yeah.
I think in the third one, he's in it, but he actually ends up dying at the end.
Yeah.
So the fourth one's the one where they do the autopsy then, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And then everything after that turns into a prequel, and then it gets more of a prequel because we did all the Saw movies, and then we did Jigsaw, which was like 2017, 2018, something like that.
I think 17.
And then he's fucking alive in that one. It's like it gets too muddy for me.
It's almost like in my opinion, it's almost like the Halloween or like Texas Chainsaw storylines where you just have like different storylines, but it's just like, I don't know, you have to like, it's almost like an Avengers thing. We have to watch them in order. You know what I mean? Because like or Star Wars, like there's prequels after the like original storyline.
You do, but it turns into a prequel, and then it gets more of a prequel.
It's a Star Wars thing where
I
it's
don't
like,
have much room to talk because I despise the Saw franchise. Like, I haven't even seen the whole franchise.
see, I'm like a Saw hostile person.
I
like,
just know what happens.
Torture, torture porn. So
See, I don't do torture porn.
I don't really call it torture porn. That's weird to me. Like,
Out of franchises, it's the most creative. I'll give it that.
Yeah, but that's all it is creative. Okay, yes, it's very creative, but all it is the traps. Nobody goes in wondering.
That's a good story.
Yeah, nobody goes in for that.
it started out really good though, especially for the first like 3 or 4 of them.
I will say,
sure.
I am a fan of the first Saw.
Yeah.
The very first one, because we haven't seen anything like it, and you said the twist is really unique.
Plus the plot twist in the second one where you find out the survivor of the first one, Amanda, is helping him. Like, that's the first, like, little minion we find out from John Kramer. Like, that's the first, like, little minion. And then, like, there's the detective and blah, blah, blah. But
yeah,
that, the whole, like, plot twist at the end of that one was kind of cool, too, when you find out, like, she's the pig mask. Like, she's the one putting people in the house. And, yeah. So, I don't know.
If I had to give it some credit, the first time I saw 2, I was probably like, I think 11 or 12. And the first scene alone, the first kill actually did kind of scar me.
I do like the pig mask outfit.
Oh, God, yeah.
The preview for, I think,
looks tasty.
Scream 4, or Saw 4, is when the black guy's walking through the house. And it's like under renovations because you have tarps everywhere and shit. And then out of nowhere, he like cuts around a corner, and then the pig mask person or whatever just fucking jumps out at him. Mm-hmm. That always got me because he'd like stick the fucking needle in them, and I hate needles. Can't do them.
You're covered in tattoos.
These scratch the surface. They're not fucking puncturing me. But yeah.
Saw 2, good one.
Is that your good one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's your turn.
What is yours, madam?
I'm gonna go with Halloween 2.
Okay.
You stole mine. But it's worth mentioning.
It happens.
Hands down. Specify which one.
Yeah,
As if you
fuck
have to
Rob Zombies. And everyone hearing this, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is trash. So
Trash, ass, garbage,
Frig off.
shit, whatever you can think of.
any derogatory statement.
Halloween is such a classic, just cut horror movie, and it's nothing against Rob Zombie. I love Rob Zombie. But when you add in trailer trash stuff and you add
A ghost
sorry
mom.
not to offend anybody, that's not what I okay, it's kind of what I meant, but like when you add in trashy stuff, it doesn't have to be trailer trash, that just kind of came out, but like when you throw in trashy stuff and assault and like this and this, it's like it's not really Halloween though. Like I get what he was trying to do, but it's just not, I don't know, it's just trashy. I'm sorry.
Well, on to the good Halloween 2.
The very good Halloween 2.
Yeah. Picked up directly after the OG, even though he was shot 7 times instead of 6 times.
I shot him 6 times!
It was like Dick Warlock's portrayal of the Shape is...
Top 3.
It is, and I didn't like at first how robotic he is, because he just kind of...
He's very stiff.
Like, he just keeps the scalpel at his side, or the knife, and he uses a scalpel.
I don't know.
But, like, I don't know, like, even the classic scene is walking down the stairs. He's very...
Yeah.
Stiff.
Yeah. And in the OG, he's a lot more fluent.
Yeah.
You
More
know?
nimble. It seems like he actually will... You know what I just thought of now, too? So in that whole movie, he's, like, walking like a robot. But also, he jumps up from behind a couch. Like
Yeah.
a full-fledged spring
Yeah.
from behind a couch to tranquilize the nurse.
And it's a lot bloodier, too. Tranquilize the nurse.
Or no, he stabbed her in the eye with a needle.
You're talking about the opening, right? With
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Elrod?
No. When he's like in the actual hospital and there's a nurse there and like he comes up from behind and puts the needle in her eye.
Yeah. You're saying jumping behind a couch, though. I was in the opening. He slits that babysitter's throat and the blood sprays on his
Oh.
mask.
You're right. Either way, he's still jumping.
Yeah. But it's just a big 180 because like in the original you see after like Laurie gets knocked over the banister down the stairs, he's like kind of quick when he like shimmies down the stairs.
Yeah.
And then when he's going down the stairs in Halloween 2, it's one foot in front of the other. You know what I mean?
And his mask is different. Especially the neckline.
It's fatter. Like it's more round, but
I still like it.
me too. But the classic Myers mask look with the blood coming down the eyes.
Yeah.
That's probably the coolest image. Besides Halloween Kills when he's on the porch and the house is on fire. And that
I still think
I
Halloween
don't,
2.
one of my favorite like mask moments is still in Halloween 2018 when he like puts the mask on, closes the trunk, and he finally gets it back like that.
I'm with you on that one.
through the car.
Yeah. Yep.
That
I'm
was
with you on that one.
That's a very nice shot, and just you can
But the
feel
blood.
like the essence of having like his mask back in that moment was
Yeah, everyone was good in that movie. Literally everybody except for Jamie Lee. And I'm not the biggest Laurie Strode. Like, I can watch Halloween without Laurie Strode. A lot of the good ones don't include her. You know what I mean?
It's a bold
So-
statement. I'm sorry.
What?
It's a bold statement. I'm sorry.
Well, look at Halloween 4. Great
I know,
movie.
I know.
Doesn't involve her.
It mentions her, but it's very, very faintly. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
I just want to see her in the newest one amped up to like 11, like full like kick-ass mode. I feel like she can do it.
she's going to, but I have a gut feeling she's going to die.
I hope so. Like, I'm sorry, but like for all of these like requels and everything coming out, like same thing with like Nev Campbell. I hope she dies in the final Scream. Like all of them deserve to come, and I know.
It'll be an off-screen type of death.
But like they all deserve to come to an end, to carry a torch or to end the franchises. I'm sorry. I said it. All right.
And then
I'm sorry.
that's a bold statement.
It is, but like, okay, what are we gonna do? She's 101, still fighting Michael Myers. Like, what do you know what I mean? Like,
Can't
Nev
kill the
Campbell's
boogeyman.
94 and she's fighting Scream still. Like, it's at some point, it's either you kill the killer or you're gonna be killed. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Well, with what you were saying about, there was one scene where I thought she was great in is because to this day, this scene like still kind of thrills me when he's chasing her like through the bottom of the hospital, like in the boiler room area and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
To
basement.
this day, that gives me anxiety watching that whole scene.
No.
When she gets in the elevator.
Because he gets so close twice,
Yeah.
and the music, it's like every time.
It's a lot more suspenseful than the original. I think the original
Oh, for
is
sure.
a better story because it's very simple.
You can't top the original.
No, the original is one of the best horror movies.
But this is a solid follow-up.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely agreed. So.
Yeah, Halloween 2. There's a lot I could talk about. I could go.
Yeah.
Everyone could go all day with Halloween 2, but
You're right. To bounce off another slasher franchise, I'll pick Friday the 13th, but I'm not going to pick 2 or 3.
you're gonna pick 4.
I'm going to pick the legendary final chapter.
Okay.
The best
best.
of the best. For one reason only.
Yeah.
Crispin Glover's freaking dancing.
Tommy Jarvis.
Yes, introduction of one of probably the most important
Oh,
characters
absolutely.
in that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame he only got 3 movies, but still, he was a great addition.
I hope they incorporate him if they like ever reboot it and like Blumhouse does get the rights like they're trying to get.
Yeah.
I hope they incorporate him. Like he's like the Laurie Strode of the
Yeah.
Because Friday the 13th
Friday
never had
franchise.
that.
yeah.
It's kind of like the survival girl of.
Yeah,
And it's a well-written character.
yeah, I like how he like no one believes him in part 6. You know,
Yeah.
he's trying to convince the police like Jason's alive.
Dig him up.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm a fart head.
You're gonna be the death of me. And it was.
Irony. But no, 4th is... It's also the most fun one to... Well,
6 is fun too.
6 is super fun. So 4 is like still kind of creepy-ish. But it's the... Well, not the first glimpse you see of his face, but probably the most grotesque
Yeah.
up to that point that you see of Jason's face. And when his face is sliding down the machete.
Yeah, you see his
Yeah.
eye and mouth like
Ugh.
yeah, that part's cool. He looks the sickest though, I will say, in New Blood. With his like spine exposed
Yeah.
and the chains
Yeah.
and shit. Like
That's
he
what I
looks
said,
sweet.
Like, up to that
He looks very like
point.
raggedy and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zombified.
Yeah. That's a good word.
Yeah, that's Friday 4. Can't go wrong with that one.
It's a great story too. As much of a good story that you can repeat for the 4th time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's a double mint good story with double mint good times. Good double mint kills.
well, like we all love Dead Meat, and he puts it best. He's like, this one is just about a bunch of kids going to a cabin to fuck,
Yeah.
and that's the whole point of the movie. Is just go get laid.
They are some horny
Yeah.
teens, and one's a dead fuck.
Yeah. Well, that's a solid choice, my friend.
Yeah, why do you think in your intro it's, hey, Tad, where the hell's the corkscrew? Because it's the best.
What about you?
I'm going to go with something that I see right now, which is The Strangers Pray at Night. I'm not taking anything from the first
I
one.
forgot about that one.
She
because
took mine.
because it is terrifying. The first one is terrifying. It's amazing. It's good. It's exactly what you want from like a really, I don't know, a really intense horror movie that seems realistic, but they add a really fun twist, almost like an 80s feel to the second one. You get more cast
Very
too, so you get more kills. I do love like the storyline of that one too. You know, the family goes out to the trailer park and everything like that, and it's just
Yeah.
Are they trashy trailers?
Shut. It's not what I meant. I didn't mean trailer trash for the audience out there. I'm sorry. I meant raunchy. Okay, that's the word I meant more than
All
trailer
right.
trash. It was
That's
like
fair.
raunchy is the word I was looking for. I thought about it, but then we
Just
moved
fucking with
on,
you.
and I couldn't bring it back. But not trailer
The
trash.
trailer park is
I've
a
lived
good
in a
one.
trailer
And it's like an
park. It's
empty-
nothing against anyone.
And it's
just-
an empty trailer park too, so that kind of gives them the
Yes.
advantage to pick out a
You
trailer they
could-
can hide in.
That'd make it even creepier. Like,
Yes.
actually put yourself in that setting. You're in a trailer park, and you're the only one there.
And everything happens so quickly too, from like the kill of the mom to you know, the family dispersing, and you get some of like really unique kills. One of like the coolest shots in a movie with the pool scene. Like, it just, I don't know. For me, it's a really fun sequel that followed up and did something different. I know a lot of people don't like it, but that's why I think I do so much, is because it didn't follow up and it wasn't a super crazy intense horror movie like the first one. It did something different. It did something fun, but it was still creepy, and it still kept the premise of, well, you were home, you know?
It's like it's its own movie almost, though.
Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily like a total direct follow-up, but it was, you know, it was still a
And they
sequel,
die
so.
in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
you
all
actually,
die.
Yeah, you actually see the strangers die. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. You see brother and sister kick ass, and...
Also the theme of, and I need you more now."
Yeah, that's a solid choice. You took
Thank
my
you.
answer.
I know. I'm sorry. I kind of
So,
figured I would at some point.
Frig off.
You hit the nail on the head, too, because as soon as you said Strangers Pray at Night, the first scene that popped in my head was the pool scene where
Yeah.
he just turns around and whacks her.
Or like the ice
the-
pick.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite's when they play Cambodia, when the dad gets impaled by that like beam, and then Baghead goes in there. It's the coolest fucking shocks. It's the most intense. Like, he
You-
can't move.
Yeah.
And you know, like, the killer's just comfortable with this.
He's
Yeah.
comfortable, and he's finding a good tune. He's just jamming out, doing his thing, and then just picks up an ice pick
Yeah.
and just
An ice pick of all things, too. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a cool kill.
and you
so.
like see it coming. Like, he does it real slow, and it sticks to you. But my favorite's still the eye movement, the way he's like looking
Yeah.
at it as he's just stabbing him in the throat. It's the most intense, and then he just like listens to the rest of the song, and then just gets out.
Yeah.
It's just so cool, but creepy as shit.
Like I said, the first one like really set a tone, a very serious tone, and then this one came in and it was still serious and it was still like scary. Don't get me wrong, but it definitely added more of like a fun twist to it that I think like if you had followed up with like 2 or 3 other films that were just the same as the first one, I don't think they would have done as well. You know
It gave
what I
it
mean?
a more entertainment factor.
Exactly. Yeah. So Strangers Pray at Night.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go with Scream 2. You guys thought
2. I thought you were gonna go 4.
I thought he was going to say 4.
Yeah.
I love 4, but
I threw him
You're
for a
going to turn your
loop.
back on your girl, Hayden.
Yeah, for real. Really, Kirby? Really?
just kidding. Scream 4.
That is one of your favorite lines.
Wait a
from
minute.
the
Was
Scream.
that really what you were planning to do the whole time? Or you were just like...
No,
did
you
we
guys
just
convinced me.
Oh.
Because that has one of your favorite lines from the horror from that franchise too.
What is it? I'm gay.
No, it's slitting of
Guilty
the
as charged.
eyelids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was just like the most. He's definitely the most intense Ghostface in that movie, even over like Scream 5. But it also goes like.
I kind of want to hear your reasoning for Scream 2 now.
I do too.
I love
like,
Scream 2.
What were you about to say with Scream 2 though? Like I do.
I think it was a good follow up to the original. It did feel a lot like the original, but I mean, granted, she's at college.
I would say it did
a
follow
new
up
setting.
from like high school to college. So I mean,
Yeah.
it did feel natural to like transition into like that next step of life.
And I like most of the characters. I mean,
Yeah.
a couple of the new ones that got introduced.
Yeah.
I could
Her
really
boyfriend who's auditioning for High School
Dear
Musical.
God.
like. I liked Mickey. I thought he was a solid killer, and like his motive was like he wanted to get caught. Like I
Yeah.
liked that. It just shows how fucking crazy he is.
See, but going back to 4, I really like what's her face's name in that one?
Jill.
Yeah, Jill. I really like her motive though. Like, all right, so my whole family like loves you. You're famous. Like, my turn. Like, I also like that too. Like, it's all
Well,
about
she-
you, Sydney. Like,
She says it best. She's like, "You had your 15 minutes fame. Now I want mine."
Yeah.
And the only way people get famous anymore is
You gotta have fucked
you
up
gotta have
shit
fucked
happen
up
to
shit
you.
happen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
yeah.
So what's she do? She beats the shit out of herself.
I mean, you have to applaud her. She really commits. Like, she kills her own accomplice. She beats the shit out of herself. Like,
Cuts the loose ends. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Just-
yeah.
but I mean, Scream 4 is, in my opinion, a better movie. And I know a lot of people. It's kind of divisive because like it's more modern. There's webcamming and shit,
Yeah.
and
But I feel like also
I
you
get it.
needed that. If you went traditional back to OG, like it wouldn't have flowed with like the time period. We were in the 2010s at that
Fair.
point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
2011.
Yeah.
Was it
so-
2011?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was like at that time period where like webcams and stuff like that were becoming a thing. We were more prominent on social
Yeah.
media.
'Cause
So
Scream 3 was 2000, and if they would have made a Scream 4 in like, I don't know, 2005, I don't think it would have felt right.
yeah.
No, it would have been. They probably would have tried too hard with that much and
Yeah.
gave us like really crappy webcam footage that you
Yeah.
can barely see. Whereas with this one, it's not perfect, but it's still very visible. I just
And-
like seeing Gail wearing a ghost face mask and then just giving two
Thumbs up. Yeah, I was about to say like the whole like cinema club. Like I like that
Yeah.
because Scream's all based on like your love
Movies.
of horror movies, and the fact there's an actual cinema club, which they kind of touch base in Scream 2. But
Sequels are far superior than the original. Inferior, sorry.
yeah, by definition alone, they're inferior films. But I don't know. I thought it was a good addition.
Yeah.
It's not perfect.
You
But-
took my next one, by the way, so.
Yeah.
Ditto.
We're even. So
Well, I'm glad nobody took mine. I feel like you might have forgot about it. But Dr. Sleep.
I have not
Ooh.
seen that. I'm sorry. I'm out. Don't hate me, viewers. I have not seen it. I'm sorry.
You're not only out of the podcast, you're out of the relationship, out of the house. Go live on the streets, you bum.
I didn't see that one. I'm sorry. It came out and we never saw it, and then
I saw it.
You saw it, right?
Yeah. Well, I think you went after work one day, and I was doing like the 12-hour shifts at that point.
I had it on Blu-ray.
Oh,
I watched it. It's long.
It's a long one, but it's worth it. It's
But they both are. So
true.
I forget the main chick's name with
ABBA?
with
no,
the hat?
not. Oh, Rose the Hat.
yeah.
Rose the Hat.
She's fucking
Solid.
sexy. Sorry.
So what's your reasoning to this one being a little
Kind of
bit-
going along with what you said about what I said about Strangers Pray at Night.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like a sequel for the longest time.
Okay.
Only reason you know it's a sequel is because the very beginning is kind of a recap almost. You see
Okay.
Danny as a kid. It's a different actor. Same for Shelley Duvall's character, but it's a reenactment of that.
Oh, okay.
Dick, was he a caretaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, his character appears in this too from time to time. And then the very ending, they go back to the Overlook.
Gotcha.
But from that first moment to the very end, you forget it's even a Shining sequel. It could be its own movie, and it's so beautifully done. Great acting, amazing shots,
Yeah.
great cast. Even the little girl, she does a fantastic job.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, he does a fantastic job at
Danny.
this. Yeah, Rose the Hat does one of the best villains I've seen in the 2010s alone.
Yeah. I like when she can like get into the Shining and like her eyes start glowing and
You
shit.
see her floating through like above the actual Earth and just getting.
Yeah.
It's such a beautifully shot movie.
Man, it's dope.
It's very good. The special effects in it. The storyline's great too.
And the guy who looks like Jack Torrance, like looks legitly like Jack Torrance.
You got to give him credit.
Yeah.
He did a pretty good job with such big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
No.
That's the dad from Haunting of Hill House.
Really?
Is it?
They shaved his face. They slicked his hair back some more. But you know how like why am I blanking so hard right now on the director? He also did Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor and all that kind of stuff. He did Hush too. I'm having the biggest brain fart right now.
Right when you said Hush, I know. Is his name Mike?
Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he likes to reuse a lot of his cast. So yeah, he did that guy in Hill House, Bly Manor, and he's Jack Torrance in this one.
Awesome.
I
Okay.
did not know that.
That's cool.
You also see a lot of homages to the old characters. They bring back the lady in the bathtub. She's riding away.
She still looks exactly the same. Like the makeup especially looks really good in the movie.
They do a classic Mike Flanagan special effects too, with her hand getting ripped up apart.
Yeah. It was a good movie. I'm really
Just
shocked you didn't see it.
It came out in theaters, and then I don't know. There were just other things. I never got around to it. I apologize, but
will warn
Yeah.
you, and this even like it made me uncomfortable. It made the cast uncomfortable when they killed the little boy.
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen
But I
that.
feel
but
like whenever you kill a kid on camera, it's like uncomfortable. Like
it's more uncomfortable because this kid does such a good job at
Gotcha.
playing. Like if you weren't sure you're watching a movie, like they do a behind the scenes thing where the cast is like, all right, yeah, let's go do this, guys. We're gonna kill the kid, and then afterwards they're all sitting there like, we need to take a break, because it's also like it's the kid from Before I Wake with like his dreams come to life.
Oh yeah,
really
okay.
cute kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like
He literally says, "Are you gonna hurt me?" And they say, "Yes," and they proceed to fucking torture him.
They
and
like
kill
eat
him.
his ass, don't they? Not literally, because that would be torture. But don't they like all fucking like tear him apart and shit and like eat?
Because everyone, if you remember, the same was everyone's got some shine in them. It's
Yeah.
just some have more than others.
Yeah.
So they feed on shine, and like the more scared you are, the more either longer it
Flavorful.
lasts, flavorful. So they actually like end up, making his death go longer, so they can get more of the nutrients, if you will.
Yeah, I thought it was fucked up because Danny in the beginning, he's like a drunk, and
Drug addict.
he's nailing some chick, and then steals from her when she's sleeping.
Yeah, and she ends up dying too.
Yeah, he's like going through her fucking wallet and shit, and then he sees that she's got a kid, right?
Yeah, it's literally like maybe a 1-year-old baby.
Yeah,
damn.
and he self reflects, but he still does it anyway.
It's very well shot. It's a little rough at some parts because like it's uncomfortable, but when you go into it, it feels very real. Fantastic movie.
Okay.
Your pick?
I'm gonna dive into something a little different. I'm gonna say The Purge 2. And I know you're not the biggest fan of the second Purge, but in the way that I'm going with it is the first one, you have them, mainly in the house. It focuses on strictly like that family, whatever. It's your first taste of the Purge. The second one, you get more of like the streets view, and then that's where it dives more into like, okay, well, this is more like rich versus poor, and which kind of how the world is right now, honestly. You know what I mean? So like, I think the second one, you get more of a realistic view of how the world, honestly, in my opinion, could end up. So I think that's kind of cool because you get more of like I said, a street perspective of it. It's not just focused on like this family and this home. I mean,
Yeah,
sure, you have
that's
like
fair.
the cast, but I also love like the main protagonist in that one a lot. So
Refresh
I
my
love.
memory because I think I've only seen that movie once.
This is the one with it's like an African American family
I remember
living
that
in
part.
yeah, and then it's. Oh my gosh, what's his name? The main character. I can't remember the actor's name, but
Frank Grillo.
Yeah, he's out to like avenge his son. Like a drunk driver like
Yes.
hit his
I
son and
remember
killed
that
him.
now.
Yeah. So
is it Frank Grillo?
I'm
The dude that
going
the
off of-
CIA or not CIA agent in the third one.
Yeah, the third one. He is like he's like top security for like the senator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Frank Grillo. I forget his character name.
Yeah, I can't remember it either, but yeah, I really enjoy like Purge 2. Personally, that's my favorite one.
Leo Barnes.
Leo, okay.
That's
yep.
it.
So for me, I don't know. Like I said, Purge 2 is that's mine. It was a good follow up and a good storyline. It gives you like a different, again, like it's almost like The Strangers. It gives you like a different feel and a different perspective on like
I
what
prefer
the film.
Election Year.
I do like, and I'm not taking any. I like all of them honestly so far, but Election Year was amazing as well. But I think each of them keep the storyline going really well. But for me, like the second one is when you get more, you dive more into like the kills and more of the brutality of it. So that's why I like the second one.
I'll give it some credit that you said the kills. You do see them, whereas
Mm-hmm.
with the first one, like half the kills are just camcorder footage or like
Yeah.
security camera footage just shot over time.
And
the-
it's in the family's mansion too. You know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
one's more raw on the streets, like people being shot, bludgeoned to death. Like it's a lot more gruesome.
You make a fair point.
So it I don't know. It shows you like what the world could be if we weren't,
I go into the Purge movies. I know what I'm expecting. I know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah.
But they're just some are hit or miss. I don't necessarily hate the Purge movies. I think it's a really cool idea that for just one day of the year, all crime's legal.
Yeah.
I think
Great
that's
concept.
such a cool idea. But some movies are a lot stronger than the others. And like I said, my favorite's Election Year. I really hated the first Purge. Not the first movie, but the first Purge.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what do you got against the first one?
Because there's like 5 of them now. Because the last one was the Forever Purge, which the last 2 were like
The Forever Purge, I thought held up stronger than
the first Purge, and I agree.
The first Purge and this Purge 2.
The first Purge got, which is the 4th installment, got really, really political.
They need to come up
was,
with better titles.
Yeah, for real, it's like all over
And then
the
the
place.
TV show.
Yeah. But yeah, the 4th installment, the Forever Purge, got very political. Like, it hinted to it in the 2nd and 3rd one. You started to get the feel like, okay, so this is like rich versus poor, and like this is there's more to it. And then that's the one that really dove into it. But the Forever Purge was more fun, I think. Like, it gave you a different aspect. Like, we went down south into Texas, and like, was it Texas? Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm not saying all Texas, but like Texas, their like stereotype and like history, it's very kind of like prejudice, you know, like especially like border patrol. And I think that was, since it's a political movie, that was a political topic, especially with Trump being in office, the border. Like, I feel like it was it was going to be made regardless.
It played to the times mostly, though.
Yeah, exactly. It played to the times.
And if you're going to hit somewhere where there's like everybody's hardy for their guns and like gun laws are like really whatever, I feel like where else are you going to do that but like Texas and the border? Like, everybody's got a gun. Everybody's going to, you know, be ready for that, you know, be ready for the purge. So I feel like, if you're going to, because we saw different areas, you know, we've seen like city streets. Now we've seen like back hills of Texas around the border. We've seen like a lot of different settings. So I feel like, that one was kind of necessary for like the time period that we were at.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
you,
mine is
you,
Purge.
you said it best. A product of the times.
Yeah.
So, good choice.
Thank you.
Mine would be, let's go with It Chapter 2.
Ooh.
I was thinking that one. I was
too, but are you talking about the 1990 or the 2019?
The 2019.
Okay.
It didn't hold up as strong as the first one.
Agreed.
I definitely thought that the adult versions of the kids, they all looked identical.
And they nailed it with the personalities and everything.
Oh,
They
for sure.
Yeah.
They did.
I prefer the part 2 to the part 1.
Part
I'm
2.
one of those. Yeah, I'm one of those. I'm not a big kid
It's
actor
fair.
person though, so
Yeah.
The kids did a good job. Though,
they
I feel
did, and I'm not taking away from that. I just
Well, that's still why I like the first one. I'm not the biggest kid actor fan either, but
I despise kid actors.
Their chemistry.
Mainly 80s and 90s ones.
their chemistry was,
So good.
yeah.
like you felt like you were part of the loser. Like you felt like you were a friend of theirs.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're boys. It's exactly how we acted growing up.
Yeah.
Pussy this, I fucked your sister that, blah blah blah.
No.
You know.
The list
me
was
call
longer than
your
my
mom.
wang.
Yeah.
That's not saying much.
Yeah. But I don't know, like Pennywise is definitely more aggressive in this one, and we have to see it.
Yeah.
You kind of see him also play, like, do his own talents, like the eyeball thing. It's Bill
Yeah.
Skarsgård doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I did feel there's a slight downfall to him reprising that role in part 2. I felt like he lost a little bit of something. He wasn't the same Pennywise as the first one. Whether it's the mannerisms or just whatever, something felt just a little tiny bit off.
I think they did.
But he still killed it.
I don't know. I feel like they did. There wasn't as much Pennywise as there was Pennywise additives, if that makes sense. Like
Kind
you
of like
got
the things that he plays as to creep him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you got like the little head spider and like. No, that was the first one, wasn't it? Second
no,
one?
that was the second
one. Yeah, so like you got more of like
The Thing homage.
Yeah, like you got more of the Pennywise like additives more than you did. You got more of Pennywise himself in the first one, if that makes sense. Like he was different shapes and different like.
I don't know. I think his voice was different in this one too.
Well, do you think that's because, is it Bill Skarsgård or is it the writing? Because, I mean, remember this last time that he faced these guys, they literally kicked his ass.
yeah, they murked his shit.
That might have been the first time in Pennywise's life that he's got defeated. So is it the writing or is it Bill Skarsgård?
And you didn't really get them in a
Could be both.
group with
Could be both.
Pennywise as much either. You got them for a good chunk of the film, like individually facing Pennywise too. So that could have been another part of it
Yeah.
too. It's like you didn't see him like facing all of them, so maybe he didn't have to be as strong. Who knows?
Really quickly, who do you guys think played the best adult version of the kids?
Like, which one stood out more? Like,
Or which one just did the best job as, like, because, you know, the kids came first. Now the adult actors have to mimic the children's
I'd
behavior.
say
Did the best as...
Bill Hader, or I'll say James Ransone, the guy who played Eddie.
I think Eddie did the best job. As
Yeah.
far
He
as...
looks fucking identical.
Dude, he looks like his dad.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I agree with both of those, honestly.
But Bill Hader,
yeah.
as talented and funny as he is, he still captured like the essence of
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard.
And same with Eddie, because behind the scenes, he was saying, like, when he watched the first one, he was like, fuck, now I got to talk as fast as this kid did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a super fast talker.
So, wait, you got married? Yeah, why is this fucking funny, dickwad?
I do like when Eddie is in the bathroom and then Bowers fucking stabs him in the cheek.
Oh yeah.
And he he's leaning against the wall and does like a whole fucking perimeter of the room.
She got that fucking mole. It's been like 30 years, man. And then he's at the top of the stairs. He's just kind of half smiling, like, Powers is in my room.
Yeah. Henry Bowers is in my room. They look in the room and he's jumped out the window.
What was the fat kid's name?
Oh, Ben.
Ben. I think he did a good job too. Like,
He's like all Brazilian soccer players rolled up into one.
because
Yeah.
he's, I don't know, like he's still like, even though he was fit as an adult and he changed his ways, like inside he was still that fat kid, like that sweet fat kid.
Oh, yeah.
So I think
That's why he still carries around the note.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think
January
he did
Embers.
he did a good job like translating
Heartburn so
that,
too.
like even though I look good and I'm like appealing to the eye now, I'm still that fat kid on the inside. Like I'm still sweet, like I'm
Oh, yeah.
still, I still have a thing for, but I don't know. I just think he did a good job as well. So
I do like the trauma that fucking Beverly dealt with as a kid with her abusive dad.
and then to her
And
husband.
then-
In her marriage.
Yeah.
Now she just can't get away from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like how they brought that in. The whole crab
I was about to say,
Pennywise thing
elephant
at
in
the
the
end.
room. Let's just discuss it. The ending of it
Where they
sucks.
just bully him to death. Like let's just
Yeah, he
It's
turns
a
into a
ball
wrinkly
sack.
ball sack. Looks
You
like
see, like-
mine.
oh stop it.
and his lips just pucker out
Yeah.
like a little baby reaching for the bottle.
He turned into a scared child. And I get like that.
They bullied him.
Yes. Yeah.
They bullied a fucking giant alien crab to
Because he's like a deity, right? Like
he's
like,
a shapeshifter.
shapeshifter, like
Yeah.
deity type thing. Like you're not gonna bully one of those though.
They call him like a clown and like you're
Here's the truth. You're a sloppy bitch.
yeah, like
Yeah.
That part
Let's
was funny,
dance.
though. Yippee-ki-yay, mother-
that
All right,
part,
that part
dude.
was funny.
yeah, that was.
Just the way he like mid throw, his legs go
His
limp, and
arms
he's just-
swing.
Bill Hader, dude, he killed it.
He did.
Now,
He's
even though that was hilarious, I feel like there was a little too much comedy in this movie that it took away from the scare factor.
Yeah, it did. Like I said, it wasn't a perfect movie, but as a sequel, like you got to think, you got to top the first one.
yeah.
And It Chapter 1, that's a tall order right there. It Chapter 1 is, if I remember right now, it's the highest grossing horror movie.
Yeah. It is.
It beat
I
Exorcist.
think you're right.
Yeah, it did.
And I prefer, like, I'm not the biggest Exorcist fan, but I can respectfully understand why it took the top spot.
Yeah.
It was a great movie.
Let's not forget the head smashing scene.
Yeah. I mean, even James McAvoy as Bill, like, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
he
that
did
was a
pretty
good
good.
choice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Solid choice.
He
He's a
brought the stuttering back, too, but McAvoy's a very talented actor.
he kind of
He's
brought the embodiment of Stephen King too. In that, like, he basically is playing Stephen King. Everyone loved your book, loved it. They
Yeah.
hated the ending.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hated the ending. Ending sucks, or whatever Stephen King says in the
He's
movie.
like, "Oh, you want an autograph? Nah, I didn't like the ending."
How much for that bike? $300. You can afford it.
Yeah,
That
chapter
part's
2,
good.
solid choice. I still like to revisit it once in a while to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch as much as the first one, but what are you gonna do? You know,
Yeah.
it's fun.
Well, I got another fun one that's way out of left field compared to the original. That's TCM 2.
Oh,
Old Texas Chainsaw
okay.
Massacre 2.
chop top on the bitch.
Chop top Bill Moseley. That one is literally, I can't say more, like it's a left field from the first one.
Yeah,
Exact opposite. Even Leatherface is an exact opposite.
you got Stretch. You got bright lights and big titties.
I don't want to hear him. I want to see him.
Woo!
That was
Yeah.
on punto.
I will say the first time well, let me stop right there. Restart. When you, it's got one of the best jump scares, and it's when he comes out of the doorway. It's pitch black, and he's inside the recording studio.
Oh, yeah, and the light turns on. He just
Yeah.
comes charging.
Like that. That's a great jump scare, and I hate jump scares because they're so fucking predictable.
Yeah, most of the time
Did
they
not
are.
see that
I feel
one
like
coming.
why that one's effective is because jump scares, it's literally like, and then that's it. They're done. With this one, it's a jump scare and then a continuous chase scene,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
which I
Good
think
choice.
I think Stretch did a good job too as a final girl.
yeah. It makes me a little uncomfortable though when he's got the chainsaw and he's like putting it like right by her crotch.
How good are you?
Yeah. It
I think that was supposed to be a euphemism for sex because like you see him
Yeah.
just like start the chainsaw like that's just him coming.
yeah. But then
But-
you have Dennis Hopper at the end wielding 2 mini chainsaws. It's just
He was such
So-
a ridiculous character, but it was funny,
so far out of left field.
especially with Chop Top. Bill Moseley did such a good job with that role.
Yeah, the
When I
coat
met-
hanger.
Yeah, when I met him, I was just asking him about like his favorite roles, and he has Chop Top to this day as his favorite guy. Nomland,
Yeah, I feel like
Napalm.
if that's what you're known for, then that's got to be like your favorite.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
hands down.
Like
It's such a bizarre character too.
I don't know, like Nev Campbell, for example. You ask her, she's in like,
Yeah, the craft, man. She's known for the craft.
oh God, she's known for Sidney Prescott. Like that's
Yeah.
her role. So if you ask her what her favorite role is, to hear her say something other than that would just
That's fair.
sound and feel weird. You know.
I mean, I'd be like Chris Hemsworth and be like, "Oh yeah, I liked my role in Cabin in the Woods the best." So like, it'd just be like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a flawless film, but like,
that Cabin in the Woods is fucking sweet.
but I mean, it'd just be like, oh okay. So yeah, I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. It's primarily like your best known role.
Just that whole movie, it along with most of the other sequels we're discussing, it kind of could be its own movie. You know, it
Yeah.
has very, very little what to do with the original. There's not much other than just bringing back Leatherface, who is more wild and I feel like childish.
Yeah.
And the only thing too is like, I kind of find it annoying. You know how like many times Chop Top just calls him Leatherface? It's
Yeah,
like, we get it. That's his name.
I really love the artwork for that. The Breakfast Club
Yeah, I
pose.
know, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Just you can't get more 80s than that.
That's just
But-
one of those movies where they just said, "Fuck it, let's just throw what we can at this and make it fun," and they succeeded.
That was
Yeah.
86, wasn't it?
Yes,
I'm
because they're
bad
like
with
13. No,
Because the first one was 74, and the tagline's after a decade, the buzz is back.
something like that. But even like the lead Sawyer, who's making chili cook-offs and he's putting human meat in it.
Oh, Drayton.
Yeah, that's what it was. I keep wanting to call him something different, but yeah, you're right,
Drayton Sawyer.
The secret is in the meat. Yeah, at 86. But yeah, TCM2. I'm saying
Okay.
that one. It was a real fun one.
Your turn, baby.
I'm going to say I love this one, Jaws 2. I love that film. And as a kid, like I didn't know it was just Jaws 2, but I'd always say just turn the ones on with the kids in the sailboats. Like that was just what I wanted to watch. And I think it's fun though because like the first one, again, serious note, like we finally like, get to know Brucey boy. But in the second one, I mean, you already know the story, you already know the premise. Like, okay, there's a shark in the water, but is there? Da da da.
I do like you see Arnie, I forget his real name, but you see Arnie from Christine. He's one of the main dudes.
Yeah.
He got the sideburns and the weird glasses.
Yeah, you get to see. I don't know. You just get a group of kids. There's more of a not storyline, but there's more of a feeling of wanting to root for someone in that one. You know what I mean? You get to know the kids that go out into the middle of the ocean on these sailboats, and I don't know. I just feel like with that one, you get to like root for someone a little bit more than the first one. I mean, they're all just kind of, to be honest, like random kills for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying, I mean, they're more, I mean, the boy being killed and stuff. There are sentimental kills in the first one, but the second one for me, I just think is a little bit more fun and playful, and you already know Bruce is out there, and you get to see him kind of come back with a vengeance. And
Plus, I feel like your expectations going into it are not low, but lesser because the first one is such a masterpiece.
Exactly.
It's like
yeah.
you know it's not going to be topped.
Yeah.
So just go in with an open mind.
Is it technically Bruce? Because doesn't he blow up at the first one?
I mean, yeah, but then also you have the third one where you have like two
Stone
of
Cold Steve Sharkton.
yeah, you got like two of them at that point. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm calling it Bruce. I am calling it Bruce. Like
Shark 2.
I mean, how many times do we have to kill like Jason and Freddy and Michael? You know what I mean? So why can't Bruce be a little supernatural? You know?
Yeah.
A supernatural shark.
Hell yeah.
Hey, there's been crazier things. Fucking Sharknado.
I would say
and-
tell it to the Sharknadoes, man.
Trailer Park Shark.
So I don't know. I just think Jaws 2 is a really good follow up. It continues the storyline of wow, I'm blanking. Sheriff Brody. You continue like his paranoia of the ocean and stuff like that. So like
It's a tiger shark. A what?
so yeah, I don't know. You just continue that paranoia with him. Like he's still scared of the ocean. Like he's still skeptical, and
Yeah.
he was correct. So
Well, Jaws 2, yeah. I like Jaws 2. I don't watch it a lot. I usually catch it when you're watching it.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of one of those things too, where like it's not going to be as good as the first
No,
one. So
but it's
Yeah.
still like a good one to watch. Like if
It's
you're
fun
gonna
to
watch,
revisit.
yeah, if you're gonna watch anything out of the franchise, if you're not watching one, you might as well watch two because it was good follow up. So it continued the storyline pretty much. Like the kids are older, you know, they're kind of like sneak out of the house before the parents wake up. Like it continues the storyline really nicely. So you still got the original cast, like the original family in it. You know, the mayor. So.
Is
you know.
this our fourth movie or fifth?
This will be your fourth, yeah, and then
Okay.
one last time around.
you want to do one more time around?
What are we at?
What do you mean?
Time wise, I just
Oh.
asked.
We're fine, is what we are.
We're almost an hour in. Literally.
What's your fourth one?
Fright Night 2.
Ooh, I forgot about that one.
The original Fright Night 2.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Jerry Dandridge's sister.
Have I seen that one?
I don't think you
You
I
better
don't think
have.
I don't think I have. He isn't. I hadn't seen Fright Night until I started dating him. So.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I know. Thank you.
Uh,
All right, let me just work out this
And
migraine
I'm
real quick.
slacking. I'm slacking.
It's equally as... Okay, well, I shouldn't say equally.
It's
Fright
like,
Night's
it's like
10.
and then part 2's a 9.
It's like 9.5.
What
maybe.
I think you'll like about it too is it's a 180 from the characters because Peter Vincent is now taking the role of Charlie, right? So Peter Vincent's the one who thinks vampires are real and he wants to stop them. Now Charlie's the one saying, "Dude,
Gotcha.
it was all in our head," because he's been going
Yeah.
to therapy.
It has, and plot twist, and spoiler, potentially, his therapist is a vampire.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
So-
Okay.
Yeah, like he goes to therapy and he just kind of gets his head straight and he meets a new chick, falls in love, and here comes Jerry's sister and she starts kind of getting in his head a little bit and she ends up biting him and shit, and now he's turning into a vampire and he's trying to stop it and his girlfriend's trying to stop it while Peter Vincent's going to a fucking Nut Ward, you know.
Vampire killer.
I was say before anyone wants to come at me though, I have seen the original multiple times and the remake, so I do have those in my pocket at least. So
it's super good, and the whole bowling scene, dude.
Yeah.
The bowling scene is so cool.
I feel like it's one of those movies where, kind of like with Jaws 2, it's like, we can't top this. Let's just have fun with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because if you try too hard, that's when it's going to become a shit film.
exactly. Yeah, you just have to like continue the storyline and let it be.
That's where sequels become inferior.
Well, I thought it held up
In that
pretty
aspect, yeah.
strong.
Because they had fun with it. At least that's how I take it.
And the practical effects in that one are just as good, if not better, than the original.
Oh, yeah.
The whole fucking bug, like when the big muscular guy,
It's been a minute since I've seen it, but I think I remember that.
whenever he eats a bug, he says they're like scientific names, so it's like a super long like Latin name or some shit. And he's always eating bugs. And then, actually, no, the coolest fucking part besides the bowling scene is the black dude on the roller skates when he's coming down the hallway. Real slow motion. That part is sweet. And he's kind of like going in and out of frame. That he's a cool dude.
It's a fun one to watch for sure.
Yeah.
So that means you need to get going.
I know.
Like skedaddle, get out of here.
Go watch a movie and come back. We'll wait.
All right, Jimmers, your final one.
It's a tough one to come to, but I think I'm going to go with this one because it's... I don't know how you're going to feel about it, but when I watched it, I thought it was one of the creepiest movies I've seen, and it's Conjuring 2.
Fuck you. You took mine.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a good
baby.
one.
Conjuring 1 is a very good, haunting story, done pretty
Yes.
well, but to me, after watching 2, everything about it from start to finish just creeped me out and made me uncomfortable, which is what you would want.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of jump scares, CGI, you can complain about that, but it's done so effectively. Like, the music alone just kind of creeps me out.
Yeah.
Especially
Well,
towards
I thought the soundtrack was sweet.
It's sweet, and it creeps me out
But
at
it is
times.
creepy, I have to agree.
Mainly at the very end, because it's a very happy ending. And then they start playing the actual recording tapes from back in the day when it actually happened over a little,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's like, really?
The coolest fucking intro. Because you have Amityville in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it says The Conjuring 2, and you hear the same
Yeah, it's like,
fucking song.
I actually feel good about myself now. Now I'm scared to go to bed. Even the whole nun, she got to be pretty creepy.
Valak.
Even though her movie actually ended up sucking. But
Yeah.
we're not on that now. Even the fact that, like, the daughter can see it. You just see her, like, down the hall, like, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one part that actually kind of creeped me out and made me feel, like, scared and sad is when the audio reels cross.
Yeah.
And you look at, like, wait, let's play them, like, back together.
Yeah.
And you hear him say, like, screaming, help me, it won't let me go.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, that's fucking terrifying to be in that guy's shoes.
Yeah.
And hearing that just guttural on old vintage audio makes it even more scary.
Was that James Wan? I think it was. The Conjuring was James Wan.
Oh, you're saying like
Director.
director-wise. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like on the recording. I was like, I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no, no, no.
That I couldn't tell you.
I think
That's
that
Bill
sounds
Wilkins.
about right.
My name is...
I mean, I guess like if you're going head to head, like Insidious versus Conjuring, like the Conjuring universe is like a little bit better. You know, I
yeah.
prefer
Oh,
the
hands down.
Yeah.
But I feel like Conjuring 2 was
Yeah.
better and more scarier than the original. It actually kind of, like I said,
Yeah.
freaked me out when you see her contorted in the whatever it is, like the little pipe room.
It's like the furnace and shit, like the weird cubby hole.
Yeah.
Her arms are all fucking.
Yeah.
And when the TV starts changing and the cuts back and you see him sitting in his old chair because it's like the black screen on the TV.
Yeah.
It's done so well. It's in London. And the house
Wow.
is shit, so that makes it more creepy.
The basement's flooding and shit.
Yeah, that's a good one. A very, very good choice.
I love when they play London Calling though. Like it's just one of
Oh, yeah.
my favorite
You
80s
have to.
songs. And then when Ed Warren's playing Elvis Presley, Can't Help Fall in Love with You. Goosebumps. I love that song.
There's a lot.
I don't know how the hell that guitar was tuned, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of intensity like towards the end of that film, and I think it like.
To me, it's a roller coaster because you feel scared, you feel relieved, comfortable, scared, relieved,
Yeah.
comfortable. It's like with him playing Elvis. You know,
Yeah.
you're calm in that. Everyone's enjoying themselves. Goes right back to them getting freaked out by screams in the house. Oh,
Yeah.
they're starting to believe the daughter now. It's going to be better. Nope,
Yeah.
it's an emotional roller
Yeah, it
coaster.
is.
That's a solid choice.
That was a good one.
I'm mad you took mine. I was gonna end it with Conjuring 2, since we're doing 5 movies.
One of the few movies to actually creep me out.
All right, baby.
I am actually
me
going to
down.
follow up with something close to it. Mine is Annabelle 2 Creation. I love that film. I think so. The first one, again, set the tone, but the second one for me was a lot creepier. From the barn scene to like the crawl space, like there was just a lot of like really intense moments.
The Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow.
That's the best part.
You have like the backstory of Annabelle. Like I feel like the little girl with polio, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I think.
I think it's polio.
I think it's polio.
She, again, like she's basically almost a cripple. Like she, you know what I mean? Like she's helpless. I think it's a really well done story, and it takes like a character from one of the primary franchises and makes it successful. I mean, unfortunately,
Yeah.
The Nun was a dud. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say
Yes.
it. But
That's no
Annabelle
secret. Don't
actually
apologize.
did something good with the franchise. And I think Creation followed up really well with the story. You got like a little bit of a prequel in the beginning to see how Annabelle was created.
Yeah.
I just think that, you know, and you actually got like her full effect in that film. Like, okay, so this is intense. Like Annabelle's serious. And I don't know. I just think it was a really good movie.
Agreed. There's still 2 scenes in the first one that to this day freak me out, and that's when the little girl is running down the hall, the door's closing, and she pops out as this full-grown woman.
Yeah, that's okay.
And the second one's the basement scene. 1, because it is creepy, and 3, we've all seen a real-life basement like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
AKA my old fucking apartment. We couldn't make it
Oh,
past...
Commodore
Dude,
Perry.
that
yeah,
was
we couldn't
creepy.
make it 10 feet
Yeah.
past the elevator.
Yeah. I know. I got my searchlight, and I really wanted to bring it over and just.
That would have made it 10 times worse.
Oh, we went down there with your searchlight.
Did we?
Yes, and we didn't last a minute because we didn't want to see what we would possibly find, even though it was just probably people with shit in a storage unit.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember going down in the elevator?
I remember going down and being spooked. I didn't remember bringing my searchlight.
I think. Oh no, you're right. You didn't bring your searchlight. You just used our phones.
Yeah, it was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not okay.
But no, we went down there and we just said straight Annabelle.
Yeah, yeah. But I almost
solid
said
choice.
I almost said Jeepers Creepers too, but I went Annabelle instead.
No, that's a solid choice.
Thank you.
I like your reasonings too.
You like Jeepers Creepers too?
I think it did something fun. Like it was like again, you're not going to be the original, and I know like there's a lot of controversy because of the director.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we all grew up on Jeepers Creepers. Like it was we grew up in the 90s, early 2000s. Like we watched it on VHS. Like it was just. But I almost went with that. But I think Annabelle 2 takes over that. Takes over Jeepers Creepers too. I still love Jeepers Creepers, but yeah,
Fair.
Annabelle Creation. That's my favorite out of the Annabelle. There's
That's my favorite.
Solid choice,
3
yeah.
of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The barn scene like you were talking about with the scarecrow.
Yeah, with like the light, that just one singular light swaying, and like the barn scene really freaks me out. Same thing with like the crawl space scene too.
Yeah.
Where they were like up under like I think it's like the porch or the house or something like that. Like that just hell no. Like
Oh hell no!
you're in a fucking crawl spaces. This bitch is coming at you. No. I'm
Walk
good.
with me, Lord.
Also,
Nah,
isn't
I
the
agree.
nun? No, it wasn't the nun. Who is it that's pushing it? It is a nun though that's pushing like the wheelchair
It's like
into
a
the barn.
sister or something.
Yeah.
It's from like the church. She's got the
Yeah.
outfit on,
But she's still like
completely
a
blacked
ghost.
out.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, it's creepy. Like the whole thing from
yeah.
like when like things start to go wrong and they're in the house and like the 2 girls share like the bunk bed and stuff like that, and then she
With
has
the
to
ball.
sleep. Yeah, and then she has to sleep downstairs on the couch. Like every part of that movie just gets more and more creepy. They really like play with your fears of like the dark and like your sounds and like all that stuff. I think they do a
Fucking
good job.
dolls.
So seriously, dolls. And they really did a good job because Annabelle was originally just a Raggedy Ann, and they did a good job like converting her into a scary ass porcelain doll. So
Yeah, I really want an Annabelle doll, not the Raggedy Ann, but I just think that the movie doll looks a lot scarier.
And I think the whole premise of
I think it'd be a cool little thing to put in the studio.
oh, for sure, like Annabelle,
Or
her
you get up early in the morning while she's still sleeping and put it in your spot.
that's not okay. But I think also too,
You're welcome.
the whole like tragedy of the story too in the second one, and like learning that actual storyline is really sad, and learning the you
Why
are
the
my
dad's
sun-
bitter and shit.
and then how like the mom doesn't come out of the room, and then to the "You Are My Sunshine" song on like vinyl, like it's the whole story. But how about you?
I'm gonna end it with Nightmare 3: Dream Warriors.
Ooh.
That was on my
That is
list,
your
too.
favorite, yeah.
And I didn't say it.
Yeah, I was gonna do either Nightmare 2 or 3, but I think 3 is just like 2 is a lot more serious because it's a lot darker.
2's a good one. I think 2 does not get enough love.
No, I thoroughly enjoy 2.
But like you said, it is more serious.
A lot more
if you
tone-wise,
want-
yeah.
I
but
think
if,
3 is where you get to see what we know today as Freddy.
yeah.
Yeah, first one he's scary. 2 he's scarier. 3
He's scary and funny.
Yeah.
it's when
it's
the
a-
one-liners really start, and
Yeah.
And it's a appropriate one-liner. It's something stupid, and
And that's what
Still
Freddy's
scary.
known for is
Yeah.
his one-liners. So that's where,
yeah.
it gave us the best one-liner
Yeah.
of all.
Welcome
But-
to
but
prime time,
bitch.
I really like when he's going against the junkie, and he's got the syringes.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
get
yeah.
high.
Yeah. What a rush.
Because we have the poster, but it's quoted wrong on the poster.
Is it?
Yeah, because it says fresh meat, what a rush.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 But see, that's a perfect blend of dark and funny because, like, you could see the fear in her face. Like,
Yeah.
I just got clean. I don't want to do this again.
Yeah.
And it's like really fucked up. And the little mouths on her arm, just unsettling.
Yeah. Whenever
And he's just having fun with it.
whenever I talk to Justin about it, he's like, "Wizard kid," and I'm like, "It's a fucking fantasy, all right. It's
Yeah.
his
It's an
dreams."
80s movie.
Yeah. Be more open-minded.
Anything can happen in the 80s.
No, I don't know. I think for what it was, and that's when it starts, like we just talked about, doing the big 180,
Yeah.
going from scary, scarier, and then just one-liners and fun. Like, it drops off.
But it's still pretty creepy, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, to this day, I cringe at the Puppet Master kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine having your arteries
tendons
and
and
tendons
shit.
ripped out.
soundtrack, though, by Dokken. Killer. And, I don't know. It was just, and that one, Heather Langenkamp, if
Comes
I remember
back.
right, she comes back, but she dies midway through.
Towards the end, yes.
Yeah.
Or towards the end, yeah.
That's the other thing. They're bringing back an amazing character. You actually have other characters you can kind of give a shit about.
Yeah.
It's got Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, they do. I feel like if going back to like the whole Scream thing and talking about Sydney, I feel like if you're gonna kill a main character, do it that way.
Yeah.
Where she still kind of,
Yeah.
helped defeat him, and they thought for a minute he was
Yeah.
Yeah,
defeated.
because Heather Langenkamp or Nancy, she's only in 1 and 3, and then when they brought her back in 3,
You thought, oh, well, okay, she's back.
she's there to help, and then she
yeah,
ends up dying,
Right.
passing the torch on to the
The stories is great.
yeah,
And how they all could get dream powers, and it's
yeah,
a little silly, but it's also pretty cool because, like, now they have a fighting chance.
Bobbers.
Hang on, baby.
Sorry for everyone listening. Our dog's starting to whine. But yeah, I'd end it with Dream Warriors. I think it's, like you said, it's got the best one-liner.
Hands down.
And
It's the start of one-liners, basically.
when he comes out, he's like the giant worm fucking eating her
Yeah.
and shit. Like,
One, like
the
you-
effects in it are sweet.
Oh,
Well, like you said, this one gives you the serious, and then it's like one of the sequels that follows up, and you're like, okay, it gives like kind of a lighter tone that I think we needed, because you can't just be serious all the time. You need a little bit of comedic relief in there to give you like that sense of relief in a film. You know what I mean? It's there for a reason, and I think you definitely need that. And like,
But after the third one, that's when it starts going really downhill from the story to his look,
His one-liners. He's got too many of them now, and they're all cheesy.
Yeah, they progressively get worse.
yeah.
You know,
You have to hit those like one-liners like on the mark, and I feel like when you, like you said, when you have too much comedy, it becomes
It
like
takes
less
away.
horror. You know, you don't want a straight up horror comedy. A little bit
Yeah.
of like relief in there with the comedy's okay, but you don't want it to be straight comedy throughout the movie. It's not what we're going in for. So,
And that's one of those times too where it's you don't know where Freddy's at most of the time because he's the he's like that TV host when what's her name is watching the TV, the prime time bitch.
Yeah.
He's the TV host. He's the nurse for Joey. He's Heather's dad. Like you don't know what he is or where he's gonna be, so that also has the creepy effect.
yeah, he really starts playing with you.
Can I ask you a question? Sure. Who gives a fuck what you think?
That was a good one. That was a good one.
yeah. I mean,
If you ask anybody, they probably will say Nightmare 3 is probably their favorite sequel.
Yeah.
Best one.
yeah. I mean, besides the OG and the first three are great.
Oh, yeah. They should have just left as a trilogy.
Yeah. There's quite a few.
Yeah,
of them
they go
that should've just been
downhill.
left as a trilogy.
4 starts going downhill. 5 garbage. 6 really bad. Friday or New Nightmare. I personally didn't like it. I know a lot of people do.
I can see why they like it. To me, it
But-
ruined the franchise when you see her watching her own movie.
Yeah, but Miko Hughes is in it.
But to be fair, you also
be fair.
like
fair.
the you also like the remake, and a lot of people don't.
Oh, I'm
so,
a
like,
diehard remake
I know,
fan.
I know.
It is stupid, but I love it.
It's grown on me, but I feel like again, it's because I've watched it so many times with you. Like at this point, like I know Scream 3 is known as like the ass crack of like Scream, and like, but at this point, like it's
Thank you.
it's like my second to last favorite. Like Scream 2 is my least favorite, and I know that's like bold to say, but like
Yeah.
it's a little theatrical, and I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But-
Everyone has their own opinions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nightmare 3. Great
Yeah,
movie.
good movie.
I've probably watched that one more times than the original.
Well, yeah. Anything else you guys would like to add?
I think that was good.
Sometimes sequels don't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fuck off, Randy.
That's why you died.
Oh,
But
that
we
was
still
rough.
don't want you to, though.
Yeah,
No,
we
I
miss you.
Randy.
Yeah, we're gonna close it out and go from there. But until next time.
Slash you later.
Okay. Oh God.
Hey,
Jesus.
at least she's got a one-liner. What do we have?
Yeah.
Good point. All right. See you guys later.
Good, okay.
I know the ears. It's the only
I have to pee so bad. I've been holding it for like
buds, you know.
I've literally been holding it for like 45 minutes.